But I think there's also that bit around, I think when you have children, and if you're not there for whatever reason, even if it's the most like best intention, it can bring stuff up. I mean, that's just my own experience from having my own childhood issues and growing up, and my sort of thinking with my like future plan as maybe becoming a parent coach is how can you kind of like minimize any of that impact that you could have on that child, to sort of protect them and keep safeguarding them, from a more sort of like fundamental level, as well as being there to do the things that are really needed, like school run and like buying the clothes and getting them looked after and stuff, and it's taking it maybe to like another level.
What are your thoughts around that? What do you spot that needs, or where you could add value the most in this situation, or in what you're talking about as a coaching offer?
So I definitely think there's a piece around emotional neglect,
Mhm.
and I know a lot of people in my life from different avenues who were emotionally neglected by parents, not deliberately, of course, and parents tried to do everything they could, um, but it happened anyway. And people have grown up, a lot of my friends have grown up thinking, having certain beliefs about themselves, and now going through this course and I'm looking at it and I'm kind of able to see, well, actually, I wonder if maybe, because they talk to me a lot, I wonder if maybe that stems from something over here where that happened when you were little. And from my own personal experience, I would like to be able to help parents navigate being able to like be good parents and bring their kids up to be the best versions of themselves, the most authentic versions of themselves, um, and hopefully not carry any generational trauma, or can kind of like be like, okay, we're aware maybe that's there, you do deal with that separately because that's not what I'm here for, but how can we be aware of that and make sure that it doesn't get passed on, or it doesn't keep going, or it's not being interactive with your child, and keeping them safe. So I think there's a massive part for me on the safeguarding issues. um yeah, and the emotional neglect. But I think the other side of it as well is that a lot of my friends, a lot of them, their parents have split up, and a lot of them split up around similar ages. And I think there's something there on, you hopefully you get married, or you're with someone, you have a baby, and it's lovely, and hopefully it's that sort of ideal world that you picture. It's all dreamy, it's romanticized, right? But life is, as we know, isn't actually really like that, and there's a lot of things that come up, and you have to work really hard to keep going. And I think a lot of people don't really, they're not conscious of how hard these things can be and how much they can impact a relationship, even if you love each other loads and you've been with each other for a long time. And so for me, I think another area of the parent coaching is protecting that relationship that somebody chose to go through their life with, and they've
Mhm.
decided, like, we want to get married, or we don't want to get married, but actually we are together and we've made that sort of pact with each other. And it's trying to support them as parents, but also as individuals within a relationship, because if the child's parents stay together, that also minimizes a lot of disruption and pain for children moving forward. And I speak that because I have that personal experience as well. So that's my current belief. So I think those are kind of the areas that I would like to do a bit more of a deep dive on.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I completely hear you. I'm just gonna let Rachel in. Um, I completely hear. There's a lot there, isn't there?
Mm,
I think, for hearing what you say and knowing you and the journey that you've been on, I think there's an awful lot of value that obviously you can add through your coaching skills and implementation of that through your own personal experience and now your own career path as well.
yeah,
So all of that, like I say to all coaches, we end up helping people who are living out the trauma that we've been through, the
yeah,
archetype plays through us, isn't it? So it sounds a similar path. So there are a few things there. Keep working on your own stuff, whether
Yeah.
it's coaching, therapy, all of the things. Um, and really finding your niche around this because I think you've got an opportunity to put it into practice now
Yeah.
in the nicest possible way. Keeping all that family bond going when time is so precious and
Mm.
it's scarce, and you being aware of the effects and how you can minimize that and bring in all of the skills and the activities and the bond, keeping everything you see important and having the feedback from the what do they see as important, what does the child also need as well, and you figuring out how to work with that to get the experience. Could even be open with your current employees and say, look, this is a path that I'm really, how would you feel about me using some activities?
Mm.
How would that be okay with you? And kind of feedback on it and things like that. And, just really getting that under your belt.
Mm.
Also, up again around the parents also, there needs to be a level of wanting to explore their own.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily. It may be not necessary. It may be necessary to explore
Yeah.
their conditioning and things like that. Might not happen in a situation, but when you are officially doing this, if it's not just around potentially the child and the parenting, but it's actually going back, like you say, to the generations and
Yeah.
how conditioning then is just forms a reality of this is how things are done. So there's a lot, but it's a great area.
Mm.
Um, we actually are holding a coaching skills certificate training with a lady called Emma Tia, and she is a parent coach,
Okay.
and she's going to teach a little bit on that course as well. So you might learn a lot. And
Yeah.
EFT, she's bringing in EFT, so
Okay.
probably
Brilliant.
worth you coming along. It's only going to be low ticket as well. So
Sure.
I think,
That would be
hi,
great.
Rachel.
Hello,
Oh,
you okay?
yeah. So I'm just going to put somebody else in. So Laura, I think I know somebody's just joined. Haven't, is it Laura who's just joined? Welcome, Laura.